Planet Dolan.
From stinky ass wipers to proposals at McDonald's, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about dumbest things we've seen customers do, Part 2. I'm DOOPIE, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by 31st Century. Melissa was working in a department store once when a woman walked up to her and started shouting. Melissa asked her to calm down and explain what the problem was. With a raised voice, the woman told her there was no toilet paper in the women's toilets, and she was forced to wipe her own butt using her hand and had spent the last 10 minutes cleaning her hand. Everyone went silent in the store as the woman shouted, "I can still smell the poo!" Then, for some reason, she waved her hand in Melissa's face, touching the tip of her nose. She called for the manager before running to the toilet to vomit everywhere. Fortunately, the manager sent Melissa home early that day. Number 9 was submitted by KoolFire Wolf978. The worst customer Hellbent ever served was a guy who walked into the grocery store and immediately started to piss and shit everywhere. When anyone tried to stop the customer, he would beat them up. He took off all of his clothes and walked around like nothing was wrong. Hellbent approached the customer and said,
"Dude, you need to put some clothes on right now."
But instead of putting his clothes back on, he covered himself in snacks that were in the aisles. Hellbent walked up to him and grabbed the crazy guy in a headlock before throwing him out. Luckily, he never returned to that supermarket ever again. Number 8 was submitted by DavidTheballer. A few years ago, Mikylum was working at a store that sold cameras. One day, a woman came in yelling that she wanted a refund for a camera because all of the pictures it took were completely black. He asked her to show him how she took the pictures when he noticed that she left the lens cap on. He showed her this and took a picture showing that the camera indeed worked fine. Instead of thanking him or taking her new photography skills home, she aggressively accused Mikylum of using witchcraft. He told her that he was unable to give her a refund on the condition of witchcraft, and she left the store yelling to herself. Number 7 was submitted by Lick5555. When Slapcam was 19, he was working at a grocery store when a woman approached him with a gallon of ice cream. She called Slapcam a pig and said that the ice cream that he sold her was making her son sick. She claimed that her son only ate ice cream 4 times a day. Slapcam told the woman that it's very unhealthy to eat that much ice cream every day, but instead of listening, she screamed that it had milk in it, and so clearly ice cream is good for you. He sighed and gave her a refund for the ice cream, but she wasn't satisfied and reported him to the manager. The manager told her she was stupid and banned her from the store. She deserved that. Number 6 was submitted by RoxStarRox. Sidious was once serving a customer when he looked out the window to see 2 people parking a golf cart in the parking lot. The man stepped out of the golf cart and proceeded to take off his pants and throw them into the golf cart and ran into the store. The passenger was a little girl who got out of the cart and ran after him. Everyone watched as the girl was screaming for the man to put his pants back on. However, the man refused. The girl then tackled the man to the ground and forced him to put his pants on. Then, she grabbed onto his hand and managed to pull the man out of the store. They haven't been around the store again since then. Number 5 was submitted by Oh Shit, What Up? When Andy once worked in a clothing store, a pair of customers walked into the store, grabbed a few expensive shirts, and walked up to the counter. They looked at her and said, "Hey, I don't want to spend money, so could I have these shirts for free?" When Andy said no, they looked like their brains exploded. "But please, I don't want to spend money." She refused again, so they picked up the shirts and just sort of put them back on a pile of other shirts. They looked super disappointed and walked out of the store. Andy stood there completely confused by what just happened. Number 4 was submitted by TheJG Rubiks64. Honeybits was at the gym once, finishing up after a workout. She was getting a drink from the vending machine near the front desk and could hear a customer making a complaint. A very large man was standing at the counter demanding a refund because he hadn't lost any weight. The clerk at the desk told him he was sorry to hear it and asked how long he had been coming to the gym. The huge man replied, "I've been here for a whole damn hour." Apparently, he expected to be an athlete in a single hour. Honeybits held her laugh until she got outside of the building. Number 3 was submitted by Darkwolf2200. Gergak once worked at a large department store that sold a wide variety of things. One day, a woman walked up to the counter and told him she wanted a refund for 2 adult toys she had purchased. He explained that for a refund, she would need to bring the items in for inspection. To his shock, she reached between her legs and pulled out 2 vibrators, one from each hole. She then placed them down on the counter and told Gergak that she wanted a refund because they didn't work. He was speechless as he backed away slowly and then ran to find a manager to deal with the insane woman. Number 2 was submitted by aprilfrenzy. Pringle worked at a McDonald's when he was much younger. While working the front counter one day, a couple came up to order. The guy said, "I'll have 2 McDoubles," then casually turned to the girl, pulled out a ring box, and said, "Will you marry me?" Pringle was in total shock as he finished taking their order, and for some reason he couldn't understand she said yes. Proposing to your girl while in the line at McDonald's, that's really setting a standard for your marriage. Number 1 was submitted by me. Before I started my YouTube channel or became a voice actress, I was a dog groomer. At the place I used to work, we used to have to charge $2 for credit or debit. All of our customers knew this, and we had a particular customer that came for years. One day she walked in to pick up her dog, and when she went to pay, she realized there was a $2 debit or credit fee. She was suddenly shocked and just confused, as if we'd never charged her this before. We assured her that we always charged $2 for credit or debit, and she began to bang her fists on the table, screaming about how unfair this was and that she demanded her dog back and she was never coming again. She swung the doors open, still screaming. And honestly, it scared the shit out of me. But 4 weeks later, she came back with her dog as if nothing ever happened. Huge thanks to the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the weirdest thing you've seen a kid do at school? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon.